Hi, Chris here at Fractal Recording, and the question here is, and I start every video like that, don't I? And the question here is, how can I leverage my podcast content in other mediums? So this is a great question because this is one of, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest strengths of podcasting. That you can take what you do on a podcast show and leverage it or use it in so many different areas. We all hear about repurposing your content, where you create a piece of content and you repurpose it elsewhere. For instance, if you write a nice blog post, you could potentially do a whole podcast show based around that blog post. Just discuss the points in there and maybe have someone else chime in on it. So you did the work once, and you're able to leverage it into other mediums. So the question here is, how can I use my podcast content elsewhere? So the answer is, well, there's many answers. First of all, you can, if you can, or if you would want to, you can actually run a video camera while you're recording your podcast, your audio podcast, and you can just post a video of your show. And it might not be the whole show. You might not be able to show the guest, or you might show the guest and not you as the host or whatever in the video. But hey, it's a little piece of video. It could be, maybe you could get some quotes out of it or make little short videos of it, of your guest's answers or highlights of the show. So that's one thing. That's not the best way to leverage it either, by the way. A really good way is to transcribe word for word what was said in the podcast. So if you have a half an hour podcast, that's a lot of words. You could probably transcribe the whole thing, and you could probably divide it up into various like blog post length. And you could probably get, I don't even know, 6, 8, or 10 blog posts out of that. So there you go. You talk for a half an hour, or you interview a guest for a half an hour, and maybe you come out with 6 or 8 blog posts. And now, yeah, it's going to take some time to transcribe it, and the word-for-word translation might need a little massaging to make it read better. But hey, it's creating the content once and leveraging it again. So you could also take this text that you have now that you've transcribed it, and you could make an ebook. Maybe you take several episodes around a certain topic, and you transcribe it all, and you massage it a little, and you make an ebook, or incorporate it into a white paper, or both. Then you could take clips or quotes from the show, or the shows you've done, and release that on social media, as like little highlights of shows or quotes. You could release a couple quotes every day. If you do a podcast once every week or two, you'll have enough material for so many other things. So, and that's just the beginning of how you can leverage it. There's a lot of different platforms online where you can post your show, not just the transcription of it. So there's many different ways you can leverage it. In fact, the leveraging of content is, in my mind, we're just learning how to do that, really. I think there's a huge market for someone who knows how to do all this leveraging for people. So wouldn't it be great if you could just walk into a studio like this? And by the way, this is a service I'm working on bringing to market. Wouldn't it be great to walk into my studio and for a half an hour have a nice conversation or present some topics or some content, and a week later I hand you, a podcast, multiple videos, multiple blog posts, and an ebook? That would be crazy. I mean, it would cost you some money, but that would be great. So many ways to leverage content. I hope this was helpful. And I'm sure you can think of your own ideas. I know I don't have all the best ideas. So hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, just contact me through the fractalrecording.com website. All right, take care.